The imminent launch of the Chang hard fork introduces decentralized governance and a liquid democracy to the ecosystem. We are going to evaluate the risks and rewards associated with this novel concept, unique across crypto, and frankly, the most fundamental breakthrough since the launch of Bitcoin. This is a video you are not going to want to miss. Before we dive into the details, the first important update is that Intersect has announced the date and time for the Chang hard fork, which is set to occur on Sunday, September the 1st at 9:45 UTC, precisely at the epoch boundary between epoch 506 and 507. This marks the beginning of a new era of decentralized on-chain governance. So, what exactly is the Chang hard fork, and what will it bring? The Chang hard fork is a Cardano blockchain upgrade event scheduled for September the 1st, 2024. This upgrade will introduce on-chain governance to Cardano and mandate the deletion of the Genesis keys currently controlled by the founding entities IOG, Emergo, and the Cardano Foundation. Many blockchains undergo hard fork events to implement major upgrades to their networks. Typically, a hard fork means that nodes running old versions of the software cannot validate new blocks beyond the hard fork event, which can cause the chain to split if each node does not upgrade. Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic are examples of blockchains that have experienced such splits. Cardano is different in that it upgrades via its hard fork combinator, a unique feature that allows backward compatibility between versions, preventing any chain split. The Chang upgrade will establish robust on-chain governance for Cardano as outlined in SIP 1694, SIP standing for Cardano Improvement Proposal. This will make Cardano unique in the crypto ecosystem, positioning it as a true network state governed entirely on-chain by ADA holders. The upgrade will enable decentralized access to the Cardano treasury, controlling about 1.5 billion ADA through a liquid democracy. ADA holders will be able to propose how these funds should be used, whether for network improvement, marketing, research, or other initiatives. So, how will this work in practice? Three bodies will govern Cardano's ecosystem: the Constitutional Committee, stake pool operators, and delegate representatives. The Constitutional Committee. This group oversees the Cardano Constitution, ensuring adherence to its rules. Currently, an interim committee and a draft constitution guide us through the initial phase of governance, leading up to the Cardano Constitutional Convention in Buenos Aires in December. More on this later. The committee will have voting rights on some governance actions, but not all. Stake pool operators, or SPOs. These guys are responsible for the network's health and maintenance. SPOs have limited voting rights in governance actions. Many SPOs may also serve as DREPs, or delegate representatives, alongside managing their pools. Delegate representatives, or DREPs. DREPs vote on all governance actions, acting like the ecosystem's politicians. They embody a liquid democracy, as their voting power depends on delegation from ADA holders, which can be revoked at any time. This delegation of voting rights is separate from staking delegation for rewards, meaning that the same ADA can be used for both purposes. Anyone can become a DREP by registering on SanchoNet. More on SanchoNet also later. It's important to also note that there can be considered a fourth governance body, who are the individual ADA holders via direct voting. These individuals would have the same voting rights as DREPs, but without the ability to accept voting delegation from other ADA holders. They are purely voting for themselves and by themselves. This will require registration on SanchoNet and making a refundable deposit of 500 ADA. The question then arises if one should participate via direct voting or delegating to a DREP. The choice depends on your personal preferences, such as the time you have to research proposals, your level of involvement with Cardano, your technical or commercial understanding, and your philosophy and beliefs around decentralized governance and the direction of Cardano. It's crucial to find a DREP whose views align with yours, either generally or on specific issues, if you aren't going to have the time to be a direct voter. On-chain voting allows the three bodies, DREPs, stake pool operators, and the Constitutional Committee, to cast decisions on governance actions, ensuring representation of ADA holders in Cardano's governance. For a governance action to be ratified, it must meet voting thresholds from relevant voting bodies, depending on the action type. The image shown defines which bodies can vote on which governance actions. The thresholds required for an action to be ratified, or the weighting between these entities, as far as I'm able to tell, has not yet been defined. Voltaire GovTool, with its testnet version being SanchoNet, will be a comprehensive governance platform that empowers ADA holders to engage directly in Cardano's decision-making process. It allows users to view governance actions, register as direct voters without becoming DREPs, delegate their voting power to DREPs, and register as DREPs themselves. The tool also facilitates voting on governance actions, viewing results, and proposing new actions. Owned and maintained by the community, these tools provide the foundation for decentralized governance described in SIP 1694, enabling the community to enhance, maintain, and innovate on these features. Intersect, through its committees and working groups, supports these efforts, ensuring that the governance framework evolves in alignment with Cardano's democratic principles. More on Intersect a little later. The Cardano Constitution and Phase 2 of Chang. The Interim Constitutional Committee, or the ICC, is in place until December, when a new committee will be elected at the Constitutional Convention in Buenos Aires. The ICC consists of 7 members, including Intersect, IOG, Emergo, and the Cardano Foundation, along with recently elected groups, the Cardano Atlantic Council, Cardano Japan, and the Eastern Cardano Council. Notably, these elected members are all groups rather than individuals. Intersect, one of the members of the ICC, is itself a members-based organization. It is overseeing workshops to refine and draft the Constitution into a proposed version to be ratified at the convention in December 2024. This will coincide with Phase 2 of the Chang hard fork and the election of new committee members to replace the ICC, the interim team. Much like foundational texts of countries, Cardano's constitution will provide legitimacy and governance principles. Currently, an off-chain document, its hash digest value is recorded on-chain, with potential future evolution into a smart contract. The constitution is shaped through community workshops facilitated by Intersect, which serves as the home for Cardano's development and governance. Chang's 2 phases, being the 1st of September and December, are designed to allow DREPs, SPOs, and the ICC, soon to be the CC, or the Constitutional Committee, time to establish ways of working together in this new governance era. It's crucial for the ecosystem to approach this correctly to avoid unintended consequences, setting the stage for evaluating the risks and rewards of Cardano's decentralized governance. Risks and rewards. There are significant risks and rewards associated with transferring ownership of Cardano to the community. Let's start with the risks. Firstly, the treasury becomes a target. With 1.5 billion ADA available in the treasury, its open access nature could attract attempts to gain control of funds, both legitimately and nefariously. If safeguards fail, the treasury could be depleted without benefiting the ecosystem, potentially causing harm. Already, there have been proposals leaked that seek large amounts of funding from unproven teams. Secondly, the end of free research and implementation. The era of centrally directed and free research led by IOG is ending. Although this shift celebrates decentralization and the destruction of the Genesis keys, it also introduces challenges in managing research and development. Cardano's evolution now depends on decentralized governance, which could slow progress and add bureaucracy, just as Bitcoin has struggled with governance and development. Cardano will need to navigate these risks to ensure on-chain governance is effective. The question remains, can decentralized governance truly manage Cardano's growth successfully? Now on to the rewards. With the arrival of Chang, Cardano is poised to become the most decentralized blockchain, surpassing all others by a considerable margin. The risk of Cardano being labeled as a security has effectively been eliminated, as there is no central address to which a Wells notice can be sent. Even if IOG were to disappear and Charles Hoskinson were to ride off into the sunset, Cardano would continue to operate seamlessly and decentralized. The Treasury presents a tremendous opportunity for attracting new users, funding innovative business ideas, and expanding the ecosystem. It functions as a self-sustaining sovereign wealth fund that can continually enhance Cardano's network. If managed properly, it could become a unique entity not only in the world of cryptocurrency, but in the broader global context, embodying a decentralized superpower network state. And importantly, we all have a stake in it. As Cardano evolves into a true network state, the Treasury's potential extends beyond just supporting development and business ventures. It could eventually be used for a variety of purposes that ADA holders deem important, such as healthcare, welfare, infrastructure, and services, much like traditional governments do today. The evolution could redefine the concepts of community, country, and the nation state in this digital information age. By combining security, decentralization, governance, and transparency, Cardano is on track to realize the original vision of blockchain technology envisioned by Satoshi Nakamoto himself. It represents a system where trust is no longer a necessity, moving from a principle of don't be evil to can't be evil. Cardano stands on the brink of making a profound impact on the world, and I am so excited for it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, make a comment too. Thank you, and I will see you next time.